Hey guys, how's it going? So, today I am going to play a little bit of the dungeon run. Apparently if you win the dungeon run with all of your classes, all 9 classes, you get the card back. So, even though that is a really crappy reward, it is still quite fun to play the dungeon run. So I am going to play that a little bit today, and before we do that I am going to open a few card packs which I got through the past week or so. I'm actually subscribed to like Twitch Prime, so I'm actually getting a few free card packs every month, which isn't too bad. Like, it's like 2 packs a month, which is really little. It's like 200 gold a month basically, but I guess it's better than nothing. So let's open a few. Of course, if you guys follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, you would have seen there that I stated that I will not be spending any more money on Hearthstone, and I will not be pre-purchasing the new expansion, the Kobolds and Catacombs expansion, which costs $50. So yeah, I said there that I would not be doing it simply because also in the video which I did where I showed that getting all of the cards in Hearthstone will cost you at least $2,000. In that video also I just basically said what I think about the current state of Hearthstone. Oh, that's pretty cool. Harder knocks I don't yet have. So I basically just said what I think about the pay-to-win state of Hearthstone, and the fact that it costs $2,000, more than $2,000 to get all of the cards in Hearthstone. That's really bad, and I do not feel comfortable supporting a game which is based on that model. I have, through the past 4 years or whatever, since Hearthstone has been out, since I've been playing it since the beta, since the Hearthstone beta, I have spent probably in the region of €500 on the game. But I just really came to the conclusion that I'm not going to spend it anymore until something drastically changes. So that is why I haven't made a big card pack opening video for the Kobolds and Catacombs expansion. So let us jump into the dungeon run. So far I have completed the dungeon run with a warrior, shaman, paladin and hunter deck, so I still need to do it with these 5. So I've found priest to be extremely difficult for some reason, just like really difficult. I've attempted it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times and I fail each time. I don't even come close to 8 wins, so let's give it a go with the Druid.
Malfurion versus a wee well.
I must protect the wild.
Oh, feeding time?
Okay, we will throw that away. Druid of the Claw is a little bit high, and Keeper of the Grove is also a little bit high. With the very first match, you usually want to try to rush down the boss as quickly as possible. So you want the smallest cards possible. Shade of Nacrus and Saramas will be good. You will also see on the right side of the screen are all of the cards that I am playing, and on the left side of the screen is all of the cards that my opponent is playing. And that figure there and that figure there is the total amount of damage that is currently on the field. So I will probably keep that one stealthed until it's big enough to kill the whelp, to deal the final damage to the whelp. Okay, and that should be enough. Okay, this very first pick is really quite important. It's probably the most important one because it determines the rest of the game, how the rest of the game is going to go. So this one is really bad, this one is basically useless, and this one is also really quite bad. So unfortunately it seems that this run is probably not going to go anywhere, so I will be restarting, since these are three very bad opening things, opening bonuses, or whatever you want to call it. So we will go back, and why can't I cancel? I should be able to cancel it. Let's just choose whatever, like, let's take that. I should be able to cancel it. Why can't I cancel it? Holy shit, you really can't cancel it. That is a massive oversight in my opinion. I don't know why Blizzard didn't think about that. I mean, you would want to obviously fucking cancel your run right now, and they don't even give you that option, so that's not good. So I will just go into the game and then just quit.
Malfurion versus Candlebeard.
There we go. So we just concede and then we restart it.
Malfurion versus a wee whelp.
I must protect the wild.
Ooh, feeding time?
So once again we just select the smallest guys that we can in order to rush our opponent down as quickly as we can. The quickest that I've been able to kill the boss is turn 3, but that was with a hunter. So yeah, no matter what he did there, he would be dead in any way. Okay, and as you can see, it's a very quick process to restart. It maybe takes like a minute or so extra, and then you are able to get much better starting stuff. So the +1/1 on minions is very good. I've won a couple of dungeon runs with that one. With the Druid, currently I have 1 battle cry and 1 Death Rattle. So the deck isn't really weighted in either side. It's not weighted towards battle cries and it's not weighted towards death rattles too much. So let me think. I actually think that the +1/1 will be pretty good. I do think that it will probably be better than the battle cries or the death rattles. So yeah, let's just go for the 1/1. I think overall that will probably be better. Since anyway here there's one death rattle and there's one battle cry, and yeah, that battle cry will obviously not be good. That's another thing. If you choose the battle cry, sometimes you will get minions where the battle cry is actually worse for you. So obviously if I took the double battle cry, then choosing these will be incredibly bad. So that's another reason why taking the +1/1 is a very safe bet. And I think that scenarios will be good.
Malfurion versus Frostfur.
I must protect the wild.
I told you kobolds to... Oh, what have we here?
Shade of Naxxramas will be good. And the Tortolan Forager is very good. Okay, so we start off with a Tortolan. Okay, Yesharaj is a little bit of a too expensive card, since we will almost definitely already win the game by the time that we can play the Yesharaj.
Ready to ride.
Well, I am going to make you regret doing that, obviously.
Try one!
And that's a pretty quick victory. The first 3 bosses you can just really rush down in like before turn 5 usually, and you can do it with abandon. You don't really need to think about your decisions all that much, but after the 3rd or 4th boss you really have to think about your moves that you make very meticulously. So this one seems pretty good. This one might actually also be pretty good. I don't like the Astral Communion, but the Mire Keeper and the Wild Growth is good. Or do I want to go for a Rush option? The Rush option is good if you have a lot of card draw, but currently I have no card draw, so that's not good. So I think going for the Mana Growth will probably be the best. The Astral Communion is not good, as I said, but I still think it's worth taking that option just for the Wild Growth and the Mire Keeper.
I must protect the wild.
Okay, Mire Keeper is good.
Come closer.
And Tortolan is also good. And Enchanted Raven is good. Obviously, if you can play Enchanted Raven turn 1, Tortolan turn 2, Mounted Raptor turn 3, that will be a really good opening. And her hero power is give a minion -1 attack, so we need to remember that. And we can already see we are going to win this one without much problems.
The land serves me.
And we just silence that one.
I must safeguard the land.
Okay, so that was a turn 6 finish. That's pretty quick. So from here on out we need to very closely watch our decisions. Adapt a friendly minion. Repeat for each boss you've defeated this run. So that's very good. Fill your board with legendary minions and fully heal your hero. That's very good for late game. Very, very late game. And this is good for the overall game. Like it's good whenever you draw it. Unfortunately, the wish thing, you have to make it till late game in order to use the wish. So that's not extremely good, but I think my deck does have enough staying power to last till the end, but it doesn't have a lot of late game. Basically, Scenarios is my only late game card, so Wish will actually be pretty good. So I think this will probably be the first choice, Primordial Wand the second choice, and Orb of Destruction my last choice. So let's take Wish, and then which ones will be the best here? Swipe seems pretty good. And yeah, I think this is actually pretty good. Swipe is probably my second choice. Let's take this one. I think that will be pretty good. I can't remember the boss's hero powers that well. I've, like I said, only won with 4 of the dungeon run guys so far, because the hero powers of your opponent really sometimes are quite important to remember. Like there's the one hero which gains a card. He gains a card, like he draws a card, and then that card costs 1 mana less for each spell that you play. So obviously you don't want to draw any spell, so in the mulligan phase you want to throw away any spells that you have. But fortunately it's not this guy. This guy's hero power is Death Rattles trigger twice, so we just need to remember that, even though we only have, like, I think 2 Death Rattles so far. And that would be the Fate Spinner and the Mounted Raptor. But this guy is very difficult to beat in the late game. His late game power is just incredible, so we need to try to rush him down as quickly as possible, because you can't win against these late game cards. But so far it's going pretty good for me. I can play the Emperor Thaurissan, and then I can probably play Wish on turn 9. That will be pretty good. So we obviously want to kill that thing. And it seems that we should be able to kill him in the next turn. Yeah, fortunately, because like I said, this guy's late game is unbeatable. He just gets so much value from his death rattles, so you really need to rush him down as quick as possible. So far it's going pretty good, but honestly, to win the final against the final boss, you need something very unfair in your deck, and so far I don't really have anything unfair. So hopefully we will pretty soon get something that will make our deck unfair. I think this one will probably be the best.
Malfurion versus Varrock the Thief!
I must protect the wild.
In and out of the shadows.
I can't really remember what her hero power is. And the Fate Spinner I don't want in my opening hand. Okay, return a friendly minion to your hand. Okay, I remember this one. She gets that caverns below very quickly. So we obviously need to try to rush her down as quickly as possible, because otherwise by like turn 5, maybe turn 6, she will have the 5/5 thing already going. So we don't want that to happen.
For the wild. I should meet you.
Neither hide.
Okay, we will go for the mana option as quickly as possible.
Neither hide.
I'm in charge now.
Okay, so now we just kill that one, and then it screws up her her plan a little bit. It will delay her plan. Let's just see here what will be the best. Play that, do that, and hero power. That will be good.
For the wild. Feel my
Okay, so far it seems pretty good. I'm pretty confident that I will be able to win this one. Because as soon as she gets that 5/5 thing, then it's very, very bad.
Feel my wrath.
Okay, that is 7, so she will have 5 health remaining, so that's not really worth using swipe right now. I will rather kill this one so that she can't get the 5/5, and then just deal a little bit more damage. And we should be able to win the next turn.
For the wild.
So that was actually pretty easy. Oh, and she had another one of those.
I hope you like my invention.
Ha-ha!
Move quick.
Feel my wrath.
Okay, that's very bad. This is acceptable, and this is also kind of acceptable. A lot of people think that the extra mana crystal is very good, that it's like amazingly good, but if you think about it, at the end of the day it only gives you 10 mana extra, since you gain 1 mana each turn, since you have 1 mana more than your opponent each turn, so you only gain 10 mana at the end of the day. And 10 mana isn't really that good. Emperor Thorasan can give you way more than 10 mana at the end of the day. But 1 card draw equals 2 mana, basically. So this only actually gives you 4 mana, if you think about it that way. Since on average, 1 card equals 2 mana. So, even though all of these are very bad, the crystal gem is the least bad option, so we will take that. And then I think here this one seems pretty good, and this one seems okay. That will certainly give us a lot more late game staying power, but we already have the wish to give us enough late game staying power, so I think the mana growth will be the best option.
Malfurion versus Gottmook.
As far as I can remember, this is the one with the spells. If you cast a spell against this guy, then you are going to be very unhappy. So hopefully we don't draw any spells. Okay, we drew 2 spells, so that's definitely not good. But I think it will be worth it to cast the Wild Growth in the first turn, since, as I said, when you cast a spell, he gets a card, and that card costs 1 less mana. So that's not good, obviously, but we will do it since we get 9 mana at the end of the day from that 1 card. Holy shit, how? Oh, it costs 1. Holy shit, I actually thought that it costs 1 less, not that it costs 1. So that was a little bit of a mistake. I just basically read incorrectly. So we will definitely try to not cast any more spells, since it costing 1 is ridiculously powerful. So we will play that. We will just go for the face, I think, since there's really no advantage to us trading into his guys. Okay, and he's basically doing the same. So I think, do we want to draw a card or gain extra mana? I think drawing a card will be better. So let's do that. Draw a card. Okay, that card doesn't help us a whole lot. Unfortunately, I have 4 spells in my hand, so that's obviously not good. That's not what we want. So now we are 15 health behind our opponent. We have 8 damage on the field, he has 14 damage on the field. So it is clear that we are at a pretty big disadvantage, damage-wise, currently. So what we could do is we could take a chance and use mulch on that guy. That will of course give him a card that costs 1, but if that card that costs 1 is weaker than a 7/7, then at least we gained 7 health because we stopped that guy from attacking our face. So I think that will be worth it, even though if we cast the spell he gains a coin and that thing gains 1/1, which means we will probably need to run this guy in there just to stay ahead. So with all of that being said, I am going to take that chance, so let's go ahead and do that.
Keep talking. Job's done.
So hopefully that card which he got isn't a very high card. It's not a very powerful card. Okay, so that's the one that he got just now. Oh no, that is the one that he got just now. From the 1 mana thing. So that's not very good. That thing normally costs 4. So he gained 3 mana there, basically. So here I basically have no choice but to do the living mana thing, because no other thing will really give me enough of a force on the field to win against this guy. So let's do that and cast living mana. Let me just see. Transform your mana crystals into 2/2. Yeah, that's fine.
So much power.
Okay, hopefully we can win with this. Okay, so we have 21 on the field. He has 12 on the field. So that will mean I will attack him now, then he will go down to 20 HP, and then he will attack me. I will go down to 9 HP, and then I will attack him again, then I will win. So basically we will just hope that I can beat him with that. I could, if I wanted to, give all of my minions +1/1. But that will give him another card that costs 1, which is a chance. That's taking a little bit of a chance, but it might be worth it. So let's do that. And do I want to kill that one? I don't really think I want to do that. But maybe I should. Let's go ahead and do that. Since I already have enough damage on the field to kill him next turn. Okay, so fortunately I have enough. Okay, with a swipe I have definitely enough to kill him. So, fortunately, even if I didn't kill the 4 HP minion, I would have still been alive with 1 HP. I would have had 1 HP left. So, it didn't really matter. But actually, now that I think about it, if he lava shocked my face, then I would have been dead. So actually, hitting the 4/4, his 4/4 with my 4/4 actually saved my life, because he would have hit that 4/4 into my face, he would have hit me with those 2, and he would have hit my face with a lava shock, and I would have been dead. So actually killing that 4/4 with my 4/4 saved me. So that was pretty lucky. Okay, let us see. Nourish is very good. And 2 Ayas is definitely good. I think let's go for the 2 Ayas. 2 Ayas is incredibly powerful, and the Jade Blossom is also good since that gives us even more mana. Since as soon as we reach the wish thing, the 10 mana, then I mean it's pretty much game over from there for our opponent. So let's take the Aya. But I really am still not confident that I will be able to beat the final boss, since my deck still doesn't have anything unfair in it. It doesn't have an unfair mechanic yet. In order to beat the final boss, you really need something like there's another card, I forgot the name. It's like Boots of Haste or something like that, as far as I can remember. But basically that makes you it costs 1 mana, and it allows you to play any minions that you have in your hand immediately. So you can play those minions immediately. So that's very good. That has allowed me to win a few games in the past, but otherwise than that, unfortunately, I don't have anything unfair at the moment. Deal 2 damage to 3 random enemies. Wow, that's pretty powerful.
The land serves me.
So it seems this guy, you just basically have to flood the board with powerful minions, and you just have to try to not run out of steam, basically, because if you run out of steam, then you are going to have a bad time. So here I can use the Soul of the Forest if I want to, but using it on 2 minions is not really that good. So I will use the Savage Combatant and then Hero Power in order to kill that guy, and then just send the rest of the stuff at his face.
My wrath.
This right steel.
For the wild.
Okay, that's bad. I wanted it to hit my face, since I don't mind 2 damage on my face, but I do mind losing the 4/1 Mire Creeper which I had. So here, let's play that.
Beetle berries, my favorite.
For the wild.
So here I don't want it to hit that guy. And unfortunately it did hit that guy, so that's not good. Okay, let us summon a bunch of guys. Oh, for fuck's sake, why did it have to hit the 4/2 invisible guy? Holy shit, that is an amazing Mad Bomber. Holy crap, this guy is just having such good luck, it's crazy. So I guess let's draw a card here. And then mulch that thing maybe, I don't know. We are running out of options, unfortunately. Oh, Wish, that's very good. Okay, so let us play that. And we will mulch that guy.
Your mind betrays you.
And next turn we can do the Wish.
I have no time for games.
Holy shit, he actually got that from the mulch. Okay, so we want to play the Wish. So that means we have to hit that guy in there and that guy in there, and then play the wish. Okay, that's very good. The Baron Geddon obviously isn't a very good thing, but I fortunately still have enough. Holy shit! Just when I wanted to say that I have enough to kill him, he plays a fucking brawl. Okay, living mana is certainly good, but living mana with Baron Geddon on the field is not good. That is a little bit counterproductive, but we will do it in any way since we don't really have any alternative choice.
For the wild.
Okay, do I have lethal? That plus that's 14. So I currently have 14 damage. Okay, unfortunately when I do this my dude will die, but I don't really think I can do anything about that. So let us just go ahead and do it.
For the wild.
I actually there could have just hit him with the Mana Treant, just hit the Mana Treant into the Frothing Berserker and then dealt 1 damage to his face, but that's not a huge problem, to be honest. And we win.
For the wild.
Okay, now comes the difficult part. And let's see, we get another wish, or take an extra turn, costs 1 less for each boss you've defeated. That's not very good. Steal 3 cards from your opponent's hand. That is very good, since you take the cards from his hand, literally. This extra turn, that's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it is pretty good. And then of course the wish, but I don't think we will need 2 wishes. So it's either between the mugging or the shifting hourglass, and I'm leaning towards the shifting hourglass, to be honest. I think that will give me a bigger advantage than getting 3 of my opponent's cards. So yeah, I think let's go ahead and take the shifting hourglass. And then Malfurion is pretty good, or Aya. I think this is very good, simply because that allows you to not hit fatigue, since you won't get fatigued at all. So let's go ahead and take that. Being immune to fatigue is a massive advantage against certain bosses. I can't remember what boss it was, but the one boss actually makes you draw 3 cards per turn. Like every turn you draw 3 cards. So If you have the Jade Idol, then that gives you a massive advantage, since he will never fatigue. It might be this boss actually, maybe. We will see just now. Oh, I remember this boss. This boss is incredibly difficult to beat because she deals 1 damage per chest that is missing to everything on the side of the field, including my hero. And she just constantly uses buffing cards on the chests. So it is really difficult to beat her whilst keeping the chests alive, because the chests just constantly beat the shit out of you. Okay, this is pretty good, but I don't think I should use it right now. I think I should use it a little bit later, like maybe when I get Wish, then I can use it maybe. So for now, I think summoning the 3 Treants will be pretty good, because if I summon the Druid thing, then he will just hit that and that into my Druid thing. So yeah, I think let's do this.
Welcome here.
Okay, so we obviously need to kill that. This is very good to silence one of the chests once the chests become too powerful. So let's hit that in there. I think play the Wrath and the Hero Power, or do we just want to play the Mounted Raptor? I think playing the Mounted Raptor will be a little bit better. So we will do that. Do that. Oh, I can actually use the coins from that guy. That might actually be pretty good. Oh, it's actually a male. I thought it was a female. Okay, so that thing is pretty damn powerful right now. I think silencing it will be a very good choice. And then we can also use the mana.
I must safeguard.
And that should be good.
Secret agent coming through.
Oh, fortunately, he played that in the incorrect order. If he kept the dragon, then he could have played the dragon at operative and stolen a card from my deck. So that's good. And next turn we will play the Wish, so that should give us the win. And I say should very tentatively, but we should be able to play Wish and then Shifting Hourglass and then just beat the crap out of his face with that extra turn that we get. So let's, I think, hit that in there. That chest is probably going to die next turn, which means that he will start doing 1 damage to our entire face, which is not good. So let's do that and that. And we will hit that in there.
Nature's wrath.
Down in front!
For the wild.
And I think we will keep the Jade Idol as it is. There's really no use, in my opinion, to play it right now. So we will just keep that, and yeah, we will still be doing the Wish and Shifting Hourglass combo on our next turn if everything goes well.
Wretched looter.
Oh, and he actually chose not to trade in the Master Chest. That's a little bit surprising. So we hit that in there, hit that in there, play Wish, let me just see, take an extra turn, yes, that's fine. Play Wish. Then we take our extra turn. And we currently have 47 damage on the field. Is there any way to increase that? Well, we can run that in there just to see what we get from the Arthas. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, remove the top 5 cards of your deck, summon any removed. Okay, that's pretty good. But that will be used as a backup for if our guys die. And this will be give all minions blah blah blah. So let's play that, give all minions. And then we just attack the face. And we should have this one in the bag. After this attacks a minion, it also hits the enemy hero. I don't really see why I would want to do that, but I guess we can attack this one.
For the wild.
And yeah, we should have this one in the bag. Yep, and we won. I'm actually really quite surprised because, like I said, this deck really doesn't have anything unfair, and it was really just, in my opinion, due to the Wish Shifting Hourglass combo that we were able to win this one. Because, yeah, this deck really doesn't have anything unfair in it. Except for the Wish, obviously.
Walking away with kobold treasures.
And yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm really quite happy that I restarted the run after I beat that first boss, and then I saw the crappy stuff which I got presented with. And I really recommend that as a strategy for you guys also. If you see that you get shitty stuff after beating that very first boss, then just restart, because if you get stuff like that +3 spell power passive thing or anything like that, you just might as well restart, because you're not going to make it to the very end boss with stuff like that +3 spell power. It's really one of the worst passive things that you can get. But if you get something like this +1/1, that's really good, and people underestimate how good it is. It's really one of the best ones that you can possibly get. The Mana Crystal is okay, but it's really not anything unfair. There's another one which is Invisibility. That one is really quite interesting to have, because some of the bosses like that one which we fought against, which's hero power is give -1 attack to an enemy minion. That thing can't target your minions because your minions are invisible with that invisibility passive, because you get a passive which makes all of your minions constantly invisible. Even if you attack with them, they are still invisible. So that invisibility thing is extremely good, simply because you cancel out the hero powers of many of the heroes which you face. Like for instance that one which minuses the attack of your minions. So yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty happy that I was able to finish the Druid one, and basically I did it on my very first run, since that was my very first run with the Druid, except for that one which I did at the very beginning and then I cancelled, then I conceded. That really was my very first run with the Druid. I also beat the game or the run with my warrior on my very first run. With the shaman I did 2 runs, with the paladin I did something like 4 runs, and with the hunter I did 2 runs. So clearly the hunter and the warrior, for me at least, and actually with the Druid, it was very easy to beat it. But with a priest I've done something like 5 runs and I haven't made it yet. With a warlock I've done something like 4 runs and I haven't made it yet. So yeah, it is pretty difficult with some of the classes, but obviously it's all it all comes down to randomness. It really depends on the bonuses that you get at the beginning, the choice of those 3 bonuses. And then from there on, it's a little bit of skill, depending on the stuff that you get. You need to have a bit of foresight on how you are going to actually build your deck and beat the bosses. A little bit of knowledge about what the bosses' hero powers are also helps a little bit. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I will probably make some more videos later on where I try to beat the dungeon run with the rogue and the priest animation, the warlock also. But I think I'm done for today with the Druid. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time.